And we were contacted again about housing men, and the rate they now pay is €84 per person per night, and apparently you can put 4 in a room. That works out at over €2,000 a night, over €60,000 a month, nearly €750,000 a year for a house. Food, and if required, transport was on top of that, and that would not include whatever they were receiving themselves personally. I'm not local, so I'll introduce myself. My name is Damien, and I have a construction company, and I own a bar and restaurant in County Meath. So when the war in Ukraine started in 2022, the council reached out to properties looking for accommodation for Ukrainian women and children, and their offer worked out about $35,000 a month.
Hold the mic to your mouth.
Without negotiation. We have 6 rooms. We would generally have about €5,000 worth of accommodation sales per month, so this was some offer. We agreed. After cancelling all bookings, we couldn't get clarification on what was going on and who exactly was being sent to us, so the contract was cancelled, but I did make them pay for the time they had blocked the accommodation from being booked by others. Fast forward to recently, and we were contacted again about housing men, and the rate they now pay is €84 per person per night, and apparently you can put 4 in a room. That works out at over €2,000 a night, over €60,000 a month, nearly €750,000 a year for a house. Food, and if required, transport was on top of that, and that would not include whatever they were receiving themselves personally. As I contemplated taking the money, I thought to myself, I don't live here, it's not going to affect me, but how will it affect the people of this area? Was there any positives for the community? With the accommodation gone, our overseas tourists and people attending weddings in the venues nearby would no longer be able to avail of that service. In the bar, restaurant, we cater for funerals, communions, birthdays, parties. That's gone. We are rural, so it's a place where local farmers get a chance to meet and have a pint, a chat and a bit of crack. They won't come here if there's 30 men hanging around outside. The school buses drop and collect kids from our car park. Will they feel safe? I concluded there was no benefit to the community and no quality of life for the men. The only benefit was to me financially. I have a nice house and a nice family. I don't need anything else. We declined. But it raised some other concerns for me. I regularly drive through Finglas in Dublin, and there are Irish men and women sleeping in tents on the roundabout and under the bridge of the M50 and N2. They are there for 2 years. Why can't they do this for them? They were willing to pay me $60,000 a month for this, yet my kids' school have been fundraising for months to get, coincidentally enough, $60,000 to build a playground in their school, as there's no money available from the Department of Education. Obviously that $60,000 is being used by another department. The amount the government are paying these landlords is insane. This needs to be negotiated downwards, because purely from a financial point of view, if I was so inclined to take the offer, I would have done it for half the price. I think maybe the reason there is no political will to do this is that there are politicians like Healy Rae and others with financial interests in this type of business. The people arriving in seeking asylum are merely a form of currency for some of these landlords and people bringing them in. And sometimes those people are one and the same. They don't care about them. They will stack them high in warehouses and factories, charging astronomical fees, which the government, it seems, are happy to pay. Actually, under a HICWA inspection, one hotel was found to have 10 men in one room. And they don't care about the effects on local communities by putting hundreds of men with nothing to do but walk the streets into small communities. There's so much more that could be said, but I'll leave it at this. To the government, stop allowing small communities like this to be destroyed and wasting taxpayers' money. We are not going to solve the housing crisis by adding more people to it, unless those people are actually skilled construction workers. It might actually be cheaper to pay the EU fines and let another EU country provide this. To the businessmen like Banty and the likes who have made millions from the scam, when is enough enough? How much more money do you really need?